Crasher here, bringing you guys another exciting video. Woo! And ladies and gentlemen, what it is we got going on here is this is going to be your recap video for the Pokemon Sword and Shield Direct. This is for those of you guys that missed out on the Direct live stream, which, by the way, I want to give a shout out real quick to all those who have tuned in to my last live stream where we streamed our reaction to the Pokemon Direct. So if you guys haven't yet checked it out, then be sure to check it out. Links and all that stuff will be in the description box down below. And also be sure to drop a like, drop some love, because things got absolutely crazy. But this right here is going to be more of a technical video because we are going to be breaking down everything that has been revealed in Pokemon Sword and Shield as of today, June the 5th, with the Pokemon Direct now in the history book. So, without further ado, let's begin. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so before we go any further here, I also need to let you guys know that some additional information has been revealed in regards to Pokemon Sword and Shield. Now, this is in regards to the Pokemon that have been revealed today, well, most of them anyways, starting with the Pokemon known as Wooloo. Now, as it turns out, this is going to be a normal type Pokemon with the abilities known as Fluffy and Runaway. Now, Runaway is not exactly the best ability competitive-wise, but Fluffy, on the other hand, is. So, if we have ourselves Wooloo's evolutions being very tanky and can tank a lot of hits, then no doubt Fluffy is going to be a wonderful ability one way or another. So, ladies and gentlemen, up next we have ourselves Gossifleur, a brand new Grass-type Pokemon. Now, it's pretty easy to spot that this Pokemon would be a Grass-type Pokemon because, you know, it's got Flower Head and all that, right? So, I mean, if it wasn't going to be a Grass-type Pokemon, I was going to be very, very surprised. But we have ourselves a brand new ability known as Cotton Down. Now, I've got absolutely no idea what the hell Cotton Down even is, right? But its other ability is known as Regenerator, and if we move to its evolution known as Edlegoss, it also shares a grass typing as well as the same abilities known as Cotton Down and Regenerator. So this right here confirms beyond a shadow of a doubt that new abilities are set to be in Pokemon Sword and Shield. So I think it's a pretty easy thing to figure out, but the thing is, it's really nice that we have ourselves brand new abilities revealed already. So this right here definitely gets the speculation juices flowing, but right now I have absolutely no idea what Cotton Down is all about. But I'm sure they're going to release details later on down the road as to what these abilities are going to do in battle. So next up, we have Drednaw. Now this Pokemon right here, I had guessed that it was going to be maybe a Dragon Rock typing. Well, here's the thing. I got half the typing right because it actually turns out to be a Water Rock type Pokemon. So this right here, I got to say, I'm really looking forward to seeing what this Pokemon can do in battle because it's got two very amazing abilities. One offensively and one defensively. The offensive one is known as Strong Jaw, which boosts the power of biting moves by 50%. So this is going to be a very useful ability, especially if this Pokemon has a plethora of biting moves, you know? And Shell Armor ensures that it never gets critical hit against in battle. So depending on what this Pokemon is going to have in terms of stats, these two abilities are going to be really freaking good, you know? Now, what remains to be seen is this Pokemon going to have an evolution? If it does, I cannot wait. It's gonna be great. I can't wait to see what Drednaw and possible evolutions have in store for Pokemon Sword and Shield. So next up, we move on to Corviknight here, which is going to be a Gen 8 variant of Skarmory, because get this, it is now the second ever Pokemon to get the typing of Flying and Steel. We have not had a Pokemon of that typing since Generation 2, which is very awesome. Now, I'm really curious to see if this is going to be a single stage Pokemon with no evolutions, or if this Pokemon is going to evolve further. At first glance, I honestly thought that it was going to be like a legendary Pokemon of some sort, but I don't know. This right here is absolutely crazy. Now, its abilities goes as Pressure and Unnerve. Now, Pressure is a pretty good stalling ability, and this right here is going to be really solid if Corviknight has the defenses to back it up, because Pressure is the ability that doubles the consumption of Power Point moves when you're facing off against the opponent, and alternatively, when it comes to Unnerve, is an ability that prevents your opponents from consuming their berries in battle. So, both these abilities are actually really good. And if we actually take a look at its description here, its first line here says, it is said that Corviknight is the strongest Pokemon living in the skies of the Galar region. So maybe, just maybe, this might have some legendary properties to it. I'm not entirely sure. Or maybe this right here is a pseudo-legendary Pokemon with no further evolutions, which, if that's the case, man, you know, that's going to be a big-time first for Game Freak, because generally speaking, when it comes to pseudo-legendary Pokemon, they are of a 3-stage evolutionary line. So I'm really intrigued to see what the future holds for Corviknight. And last but not least, guys, we have ourselves the new title legendaries that have been revealed. We have ourselves the Sword Wolf Pokemon known as Zacian, which I gotta say, the sword in the jaws just absolutely blows my mind, man. I mean, that's gotta be an Excalibur right there, you know? And then we also have its counterpart known as a Wolf Shield, aka Zamazenta. So it's gonna be very interesting to see how these Pokemon turn out stat-wise, how these Pokemon turn out ability-wise, how they turn out typing-wise. I am definitely seeing these two Pokemon having steel typings within their type. Now, I say that because I'm willing to bet that they are going to have a secondary typing to go with these two Pokemon. Now, what that secondary typing is, hell, even I couldn't tell you, man. Like, I'm drawing a blank right here when it comes to that. You know what I'm saying? But let me know what you guys think about these new Pokemon. These look absolutely amazing. So next up, guys, we're going to talk about the brand new feature that has been revealed in Pokemon Sword and Shield known as Dynamax. Now, this right here is just, I don't even know where to begin with this, man. Like, what the hell? Gigantic Pokemon for the win, I guess? Like, I don't even know, man. Like, I'm still trying to comprehend and articulate, you know, proper structured sentences when it comes to forming an opinion about this, because this right here, you know, wow. All I can say is freaking wow, okay? So, Dynamax is essentially the brand new feature that is going to be centralized around Generation 8. And this is going to be the feature that allows for you to choose one Pokemon to Dynamax. In other words, they are going to grow into a humongous size, and it's going to max power all of their moves. Now, the thing is, you can only trigger this once per battle, and the Pokemon will shrink down to size, to its regular size, after 3 turns. So, here's the thing, man. We've got Mega Evolution. We have Z-moves. We now have Dynamaxing. So I'm definitely thinking that Dynamaxing can be used in the battles alongside Mega Evolution and Z-Crystals. I don't see any reason why they shouldn't. But I just gotta say, man, like, this right here, you know, I hope more details are to be revealed when it comes to Dynamax, because this right here is just absolutely just, oh my god, like, this is crazy, man. Like, I am just absolutely blown away by this new feature. So ladies and gentlemen, on that note of Dynamaxing here, we also have another feature known as Max Raid Battles. Now, honestly, like, this reminds me so much of Pokemon Go, because Pokemon Go has raid battles, and it involves the Pokemon that you're raiding against becoming a gigantic size. And as we're seeing right here, we have the exact same thing going here in Pokemon Sword and Shield. You can have up to 4 players join you in this max raid battle. Now, there's obviously some conditions to go along with these max raid battles, such as, number 1, only one of those 4 players are allowed to Dynamax, so you have to choose carefully and really coordinate with your team. Number 2, it's all dependent on where you are in the wild area and what the weather is when it comes to encountering those Pokemon in the max raid battles, and there are certain Pokemon that can only be encountered and caught when it comes to you battling them in the max raid battles, for they will not show up in the wild themselves. Now, speaking of wild area, guess what? That is another new thing to talk about here in Pokemon Sword and Shield. Like, we pretty much have, I guess you could say, an overworld, right? Because this wild area is going to stretch between cities and towns. It's just going to be absolutely fantastic, you know? And this feature, okay, this feature is just going to make the Galar region look humongous. it's gonna look absolutely massive, guys. And depending on where you are in the wild area and what the weather conditions are, you will be able to encounter those Pokemon. And I just gotta say, man, like, just seeing these Pokemon having overworld sprites and, you know, moving and all that stuff, it just looks absolutely fantastic. Now, here's the thing, is that we only see certain Pokemon with those overworld moving sprites. I wonder if that's going to apply to perhaps all Pokemon or just certain ones as showcased in the Direct itself. Alright, so now let's talk about some of the characters that have been revealed, such as starting off Champion Leon, bro? Are you serious? Champion Leon, I just gotta say, get a good look. Like, Champion Leon looks absolutely mint, alright? That right there is how you do it, guys. That right there is how you look the part of the champion, and oh my god, like, he just looks so good. He looks absolutely like championship material right there. Now, on the note of the champion, he has a younger brother who is supposed to be one of your rivals. So are we gonna have more than one rival here in Sword and Shield? I wonder, you know? But anyways, we have ourselves Hop, which is going to be one of your rivals. Now, what I would like to know is how many rivals are we going to be having here in Pokemon Sword and Shield? We better not have multiple rivals like we did in X and Y. I thought that was like a little bit overkill, you know what I'm saying? Like, we had ourselves like a true blue rival in Serena or Calum, depending on who you chose as your character, but you also had several other people that were your friends that were more or less like friendly rivals and stuff like that, right? But here's the thing, man, is that I'm always open-minded, so I'm really intrigued to see what sort of personality trait Hop is going to have in the Pokemon Sword and Shield games. So next up, ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves our professor being introduced to us in Sword and Shield, known as Professor Magnolia. And get this, ladies and gentlemen, she's dedicating research to the Dynamax phenomenon, you know? We had Professor Sycamore dedicate his research to Mega Evolution back in Gen 6. We had Professor Kukui dedicate his research to Z-moves in Generation 7, and now, you know, it's no surprise here, we have ourselves the regional professor known as Professor Magnolia, dedicating her research to the likes of Dynamax phenomenon. And also, we have ourselves an assistant known as Sonia. So, I mean, it's going to be really interesting to see what sort of secrets the Dynamax phenomenon is going to be revealed here in Pokemon Sword and Shield. Like, again, I'm just really excited about the Dynamaxing feature, man. That's going to be absolutely insane. It's going to be off the chain, guys. So we also have ourselves our first gym leader introduced, known as Milo, who is going to specialize in grass-type Pokemon. Now, here's the thing, alright, is that these gyms that we're going to be competing in, they're not just regular rinky-dink gyms, you know what I'm saying? They're not buildings, they're stadiums, okay? They are open-roof stadiums where people, you're going to have a live audience cheering you on when it comes to battling against gym leaders. And also, these stadiums are strictly designed to allow for you to Dynamax your Pokemon as well. And again, like, this right here is very reminiscent to Pokemon Go, because if you take a look at what the inside of a Pokemon Go gym looks like, it is like that of an open stadium, whereas we have exactly that right here, an open roof stadium for gyms. Like, that's just absolutely unbelievable. Now, guys, with all that being said, last but not least, we have ourselves the release date for Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield, and that is none other, baby, than November 15th. Oh my god. Oh my god, guys. That's going to be absolutely crazy. We have a little more than 5 months to prepare and manage our hype for these crazy as hell games. Like, I know we've only had like 2 trailers so far for Pokemon Sword and Shield, but these look absolutely fantastic. They look absolutely fantastic. Like, especially, like, if we go back to where we talked about the 2 Wolf Legendary Pokemon. The 2 Wolf Legendaries, the Wolf Sword and the Wolf Shield. Alright? Those 2 Pokemon right there look absolutely amazing. Like, I am just so blown back. I'm so blown back by the graphics, by the designs, by just the absolute care that these artists had in designing these Pokemon. Like, these Pokemon are just absolutely unreal. Hence why I'm going to be choosing both Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield. So, with that being said, guys, let me know down below, are you Team Sword, or are you Team Shield, or are you Team Dual Pack? Because I am Team Dual Pack, because I'm getting both of them for sure, man. So, with that being said, guys, that's going to be a wrap up here for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys did, make sure you leave a like and a comment down below. Get hyped for Pokemon Sword and Shield, man, because... oh my god, like, this is just gonna be absolutely crazy, you know? It's gonna be absolutely fantastic. I cannot wait. So thank you guys so very much for watching. Have yourself a damn good day, and I'll see you guys in the next one.